Hi, and welcome to another episode of Tech TV. I'm Emma Fadia, and today we are going to talk about e-mobility. Isn't it amazing? Look at the bike I'm sitting on right now. It's fully electronic, no fuel, it's just battery.
Yep.
Hi, you're welcome.
I'm
Byron.
super happy, excited using this. Yeah, but did you know, according to Ghana Electric Vehicles Baseline Survey Report, 50% of Ghanaians who make use of electric vehicles actually charge at home. Now, 70% charge at public spaces, and 33% either use home charging system or public space for charging. And as per usual on the show, we bring you Auto Tech with Deborah. If you love that one, stay tuned. And of course, passion for tech. It's like, I love tech. All of these are on the show. And don't forget, the show is proudly brought to you by Liqui Moly, your #1 car product made in Germany, right here in Ghana. Let's go for Tech Flash. We'll be right back.
What do you get when you cross a suitcase in an RC toy car? Blue LED, of course. This is the world's first smart suitcase with a joystick controller. This solution will certainly suit those who like to travel in groups. You can put your bags in the backpacks of your friends on the suitcases rolling next to them. One charge is enough for 6 hours. If the suitcase is rolled manually or it goes downhill, the battery is replenished. Meets the UATOM Origin 800, a robust addition for this compilation. It's the world's first smart energy system designed with a modular approach. The setup includes a base where you can place up to 5 cylindrical blocks. Each block serves as a standalone power bank with an 86.4 watt-hour battery. Here's an intro. At Sony, they are big experts on musical gadgets. They've sold about 385 million Walkman cassette players alone. Even today, the Japanese know everything about the perfect sound. By adding some technology and creativity and removing the wires, they created this speaker. It's so cool that it analyzes the shape of your ears and builds the perfect combination of virtual Dolby Atmos speakers. As a result, each user gets an individual sound field.
Namasa, what is your request? I was a job to have it to do a job. And your job, me can't in a smoke and I will walk off a bucket. Oh, Massa Pa. Massa, over to worship Mamma. Massa, this how because some enjoy it. And the same can't to push his annual. It's the way I send it, Musia or Mutative. No. I'm coming. Look, as a good mechanic, I will always recommend good things for my customers. This is liquid moly, German product engine oil. Engine will be good anymore, and mechanic should need for me say D. Now running smoothly. Because of that, you would tofu a crab. Oh, sir. Yes. And yet you know piston rings. It will be the car is happy to run. Piston rings. Yes, you heard me right. Oh. So if you want to change your engine oil, my brother, I always recommend liquid moly. German product, engine oil in your car. Engine oil may be organ, but if you don't buy the correct one for your car, I'm telling you, please, you are going to spoil your car. Help me and fix my car for me. Please, give me your key. How about I? Dinner park the moment you change your engine oil. You see, you flatter me. Everybody's running away because of your engine oil.
For bulk purchases and more information, log on to carcareghana.info. Email us on info@woman-ghana.com. Call us on 030-222-5141. or 030-223-0016. Visit the C-Woman Ghana showroom across the country.
Liquid moly. I repeat, lubricate before it's too late. I believe that.
Hello and welcome back from that break. I will be engaging with my colleague. Together we shall be engaging with another personality, of course, guest that we have on the show today. And interestingly, is all about e-mobility, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you ready?
I am
When was
ready.
the last time you had an experience using electric mobility?
No, I can't remember.
Ask me the same question. No, ask me, to be honest. Like,
When
ask
was
me.
the last time?
I haven't ever. Not even in my lifetime.
Right.
But it's interesting because today we will be having that one-on-one conversation with one person who has taken it upon herself, having that keen interest on ensuring that our environment is safe. She's also trying to contribute her quota in cutting, emission of carbon into the atmosphere. Every now and then, our government people go out there, they sign, policies, COPs and treaties trying to ensure that our world is safe. It's hot out there, isn't it?
Very hot.
It's Hamatan. And there's also an element of man's action in that.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that. So who are we talking to today?
Today we have Valerie Labi. Yes, and you're going to be engaging her.
And she's here, she's smiling, she said high five, high five, high five, high five. Great. Take a high five, bro. Yeah. Good to be here.
Yeah, thank you. Good to be here. Yeah.
But tell us, who is Valerie Labi?
That's a big question. I would say I've been on a bit of a journey. I'm an economist by training. I did my master's in sustainability leadership at Cambridge University, and that kind of pivoted my focus of how I build businesses to really focus on social enterprises, or even more so now, social industrialization.
I see.
Yeah.
But tell me, you are an economist. You should be in what, the fintech business, or trying to come up with a company that is more interested in how people would make more money.
Of course.
But why the diversity? Why did you diverse?
Well, before I even sold e-bikes, I sold toilets. So I've always been doing businesses that have a social element to them. But how do you take something that everybody needs or that people value, break it down for it to be affordable and get it to the people who need it most, within the context of a business, has been really my focus my whole career. Okay. Yeah.
So tell us about Wahu, the idea behind it, and how did it start?
Yeah, so Wahu means horse in Dagbani, and we actually started as a small startup in the northern part of Ghana. We initially thought we were going to be a bicycle conversion company. So we started by getting normal bicycles, the bicycles that you see going to Bolgatanga on those trucks. We were getting those and actually converting them to electric to improve the performance, because we thought initially we were going to be looking at how you move goods from farm to market. And so when we started that idea, it was around 2019. And we realized that people really liked the performance of the bikes, but they needed improvement and iteration and redesign. And then the pandemic hit, and we saw the world turning to delivery. And then we saw a lot of kind of these delivery e-commerce companies popping up, but they were all using petrol motorcycles to fulfill that last mile. And so that's where we thought, actually, let's enhance our bike to create a delivery bike that could be electric, but accessible to all. Yeah.
How long have you been in existence as a company? Wahu. Yeah. Sounds way Wahu, like
Chi.
Yeah.
Wahu.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah. Have you seen it? So we are horse in Dagbani. Wahu, have you seen it? Like a new innovation on the street.
Afrocentric.
Yeah.
I love
Or
it.
Wahoo, the
Yeah.
sound that you make when you're on the road, just enjoying the ride. And I think for us, we've been on quite a long journey since 2019. So we were actually one of the first movers in the EV space, but we took a bit of a different approach. We wanted to make sure that we could design a vehicle that suited the reality of African roads. and really build that capability to continually improve, iterate, and build different vehicles. So we've started with our e-bike, but we're actually also working on an electric car as well that is, designed and made in Ghana.
So you started operating in Tamale.
Yeah.
I see. And how was it like? Because for an average person in Tamale, I would prefer my traditional bike because maybe seeing this one might be a bit expensive. Was that your testing ground to see how the market was going to go? How did it go?
Yeah, so we started in Tamale because we wanted to build a really robust bike. So, now that we know that it can last on the streets, even in areas that are a little bit more remote that have harder roads, we knew that we could then take that product and get it quite easily on the road in Kumasi or in Accra. So that was really from a design perspective why we started there. We also see ourselves doing some of the production in the north eventually because we really want to be a brand that's associated with Ghana, not just Accra. I think it was exciting starting in a territory where a lot of people use two-wheelers because then when you're getting feedback from consumers, they're used to riding bicycle, they're using to riding motorcycle, not just guys, but women as well in the North ride. So as we built out the design and the iteration, it was a really good territory for us to start.
So at the beginning, it wasn't about delivery, it was about changing the form of transportation means. Adding, the electric components to it.
So it was just kind of exciting because it really started a bit of a project. And I kind of had the idea, and then fortunately for me, I met a Ghanaian aerospace engineer, Quincy Ajapong. He just finished his master's in aerospace engineering in Sheffield.
Wow.
And I said,
in the UK?
In the UK,
wow.
And I said, look, something's happening. I really believe this is an opportunity. Just get on the plane and come to Tamale, and he did. And then from kind of Quincy joining and kind of buying into the idea, we managed to be introduced to the Impact Hub that's headed up by Will Senior, and he kind of built an ecosystem around us. So they supported us to find a grant to continue the development, introduce us to investors so that we could structure how we scale and how we grow. So that was a really important ecosystem.
Let's look at Wahu. Do you have a slogan?
Yeah, we say charged with freedom.
Charged with freedom. Yeah, that's there with the hazard thing.
And the whole kind of essence behind that is we believe that with the bike, we're supporting young Africans to be free from a social perspective because mobility in itself is an element of freedom. Free from an environmental perspective because you're free from petrol, you don't need to spend all your money on fuel, and then free in an economic sense because with our bike you also get delivery jobs, which is around economic empowerment. So that's why we say instead of saying charged with something, we're charged with freedom.
So let's bring it down to operations. How does it look like? How is it like a big giant screen and you start punching buttons like you go here, like somebody's here? How do you operate?
So we have two sides to our business. We have the hardware side and the software side. So on the hardware side, we have CAD designers, we have fabricators, we have embedded systems engineers, and people who actually design the vehicle itself. And then on the software,
all Ghanaians.
All Ghanaians. And we do work with international engineers as well, but the important thing for us is they fly down to Ghana and work with us. And then on the software side, all our e-bikes are connected to our digital platform, what we call our Wahu OS. So the
Wahu OS?
OS, yes.
Wow.
The operating system?
Operating system, yes. So the delivery riders get an app that they can use to also do things like monitor their bike. They get to see a rider safety score. They can pay for their weekly subscriptions through the app. And then get messages and training and onboarding from us. And then in the back end, we monitor what's happening with both bike and rider. So on the bike, we track things like telematic data, so we can see how much carbon is avoided. We broker the carbon on compliance markets and sell it government to government. We also have developed a rider behavior score. So this is around what we call like safer riding. A lot of the times people just get a license and get on the road.
Get on the road.
Yeah.
But for us, it's really important to understand how is a rider behaving so that we can coach a rider in real time on
Do
how
you
to
monitor
improve.
that as well?
Yeah, so we monitor, we have triggers. So if you're over speeding, you're doing a lot of night riding, you're doing a lot of harsh braking.
Watch it, we'll
Yeah,
watch it.
we can send you notifications.
You have people watching.
It's real time, so
Real
we've
time.
just built in scripts for triggers.
Okay.
And if you are riding really erratically, we have a specific device on the bike that can actually even switch off the batteries. And then we also broker delivery demand. So we're providing a sustainable fleet to people like Bolt or Glovo. So if you wanted to start a delivery business today, instead of you having to save up to buy 100 bikes, you could just come to us and we would plug into your platform where we'd be able to provide you riders. And I think the whole thing for us is, on the rider side, we wanted to be one place they could go, just download our app, get onboarded, get a bike, and now you have jobs, you have an EV, and then you have a community that you've plugged into. And so one of the challenges you see with delivery, especially in African markets, is you have a lot of individual riders who are becoming a bit like Wild Wild West. But through Wahu, we're seeing much better rider behaviors. I think we did 51,000 deliveries last year, and generated for the average rider who joined us, they earned 3 times what they were earning when they were by themselves. Yeah.
Let's look at functionability. How do they charge? Do they have to come back to this place? But when on our way coming here, I was like, what's happening here? I see no going there and charging a bike, and I was like, no, I'm not. I need to see a certain setup with the the extension and plug it in. How does it work?
No, it's very simple. So we built the whole business around the principle of charge anytime, anywhere. So you have 2 batteries on the bike, and you can take the battery off and charge it in a normal 3-pin plug like you would your laptop or your phone. So as long as you can charge your phone, you can charge a Wahu bike. And the bike has both pedals and a throttle. So you can ride without any batteries like a normal bicycle. You can have 1 battery on the bike or 2 batteries on the bike. And with both batteries at full charge, you have a range of 140 kilometers. That's basically Accra to Kwawu.
So you assemble all of this here in Ghana?
Yeah. So we design the bikes, we contract out to different component producers, and then we do finally the complete knockdown assembly here in Accra. And then we have a 24-month program for localization. So there are components already that we know we can do in Ghana at scale: frames, seats, battery packs, those kind of things.
How expensive is it to produce a bike? Is it because most people would argue that electricity, anything anything clean energy is expensive. Is that true?
It's not, and I think one of the things is, because we are normally product takers, we get vehicles from abroad and just get them on the ground. We don't have any influence on the cost of production. So one of the things for us has been looking at how do we realize affordability within our markets. So we know that the upfront cost of an electric vehicle is normally higher than a motorbike. But if you look at the running costs over a period of even 12 months, you've already made your money back. If you're using a delivery bike, a petrol delivery bike, you're spending around $250 a month on just the petrol. Averagely. And if you're using a Wahu bike, you're spending around $12 a month on charging.
I'm going for a Wahu.
So it's a huge difference. So all that money now goes back to the rider. And then because we've now organized the delivery demand, riders are having a more productive day. They're not having to go here to knock for that. Does their auntie have deliveries? Does their friend have deliveries? They know that we have partner platforms that will give them a consistent pipeline. So affordability for us is a good quality product on the ground that has been broken down for them to pay over time, and then it can actually generate income. So we've had some riders even in a month make as much as 19,000 cedis from deliveries.
Do you have vacancy? How do I apply for this? I need to make me some cash.
And so this is the whole thing for us is, a lot of the guys that ride for us, they don't have many income generating opportunities. They don't have programs for them. And so this is really how we're building our community.
You're excited?
Very, very excited.
Looking forward to Wahu in the bike, yeah? That's what we do. But that's just about it for the conversation. Interesting, intriguing, in-depth interview we had with CEO and co-founder of Wahu Mobility, talking about Labi.
Valerie.
Valerie
Labi.
Yeah, I mentioned the first thing first, but
Anyhow.
anyway, yeah. So, but I equally had the chance to, have a conversation with some of the engineers. They're the ones responsible for what you see on our streets, and these are made in Ghana people.
Made in Ghana.
Yes, projected made.
Exactly.
Ghana projected made in Ghana products. So we had an interaction with them as well. They took us through a bit of how these things are done here. Yeah. And before we go for that, it's Auto Tech, and don't forget, Tech TV is probably brought to you by Liqui Moly, your #1 car product made in Germany, right here in Ghana. So don't forget about that. We're back in a bit. I am Barry here with Emefa. Yeah. So let's wahoo!
Hello, welcome to another episode of Auto Tech segment on Tech TV. My name is Deborah Koji. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about Liqui Moly additives. Liqui Moly has a wide range of additives that are termed chemical problem solvers. Additives enhance the operations of engines and fuels, making your car last longer. And so, just as adding milk and sugar to your coffee to make it taste better, so does the additives enhance the performance of your car. Additives clean, they care, they protect, they lubricate, they protect and prevent parts from corrosion and new deposits. Our injection cleaner and super diesel additives are for petrol and diesel. This is for diesel, this is for petrol. They remove deposits from the combustion chamber, protect the entire fuel system, thereby optimizing the engine performance and reducing your fuel consumption. All you have to do is to add the contents to your fuel as per instructions, or you could visit us at our showroom at Aveno Junction. Remember to always lubricate before it's too late. Keep watching Tech TV. My name is Deborah Koji. We'll be right back.
Namasa, what is your request?
I was a job to have to do a job.
The job, me carrying a smoke now, walk off a bucket.
Oh, Massa Pa. Massa, over to worship, Mamma.
Massa, this how, because some enjoy it. And the same mechanic to push his animal.
It's the way I send a car, Musia, or Mutated.
No.
I'm coming. Look, as a good mechanic, I will always recommend good things for my customers. This is liquid moly, German product engine oil. Engine will be good anymore, and mechanic see that for me say D. Now running smoothly. Because of that, you would tofu a crab.
Oh, sir.
Yes. And yet you know piston rings at the car is happy to run.
Piston rings?
Yes, you heard me right.
Good.
So if you want to change your engine oil, my brother, I always recommend liquid moly, German product engine oil in your car. Engine oil may be organ, but if you don't buy the correct one for your car, I'm telling you, please, you are going to spoil your car.
Help me and fix my car for me. Please.
Give me your key. Come down. Dinner park, you see, you flattering me. Everybody's running away because of your engine oil.
For bulk purchases and more information, log on to carcareghana.info. Email us on info@woman-ghana.com. Call us on 030-222-5141 or 030-223-0016. Visit the C.E.O Ghana showroom across the country.
Liquid moly. I repeat, lubricate before it's too late. I believe myself.
Welcome back to Tech TV. This is Passion for Tech, and I am Barry. Don't forget, Tech TV is proudly brought to you by Liqui Moly, your #1 car product from Germany, right here in Ghana. I'm currently at the manufacturing plant of Wahu Mobilities, and trust me, it's amazing what they do here. I'm going to be engaging with a gentleman who is actually one of the brains behind what you see. I'm sitting on an electric bike, and definitely what you see here, the mastermind is standing right in front of me here. Chief, How are you?
Fine, thank you.
What's your name?
My name is Quincy.
Quincy?
Yeah.
Quincy. Where did I find the name Quincy? Quincy Jones, one of the brains in Hollywood. You know him, right?
Yeah, very popular.
Rarely do you see people bear the name Quincy. But what do you do?
I'm in charge of production at Wahu.
Production at Wahu.
Yeah.
So you're the guy who oversees the building of this?
Yes.
I see. So take me briefly from the beginning. What's the process like, briefly?
So we do a lot of consumer testing first. So
customer testing?
Yes.
Okay.
So initially, even before we do a lot of things with the R&D team. And so we have some ideas and geometries, and then we verify it with like a select customer base, like a very small sample size.
Okay.
Just for us to be able to assess the changes that we've made are correct.
Okay.
And when they are, then we okay it and then we put it into production. So in this case, we get the frames fabricated and all the components in line with whatever we are doing, and then we go from there.
Okay. Okay. So when you say with customer, what do you call it? Testing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So at that stage, what comes first?
We just talk to people.
You just talk to people?
Yeah. So we talk to people, and then we get a good sense of what they want.
Ah, right,
and
right.
then
Okay.
Once we get a good sense of what they want, we put together like
samples.
Yes.
Right.
And then we let them try those samples. And then based on the feedback.
Okay,
we
then you
incorporate
focus on that. Oh,
Yes,
I see. So it's customer oriented
Yes.
idea.
Yes.
I see. That's brilliant. I mean, amazing. One would say, I mean, this is what I have in my mind, so let me just put it out there for people. But the fact that you reach out to the customers and what is so convenient to them, that's a plus.
Yeah.
So how long does it take you to build this?
So currently, it takes us around 20-30 minutes. And
20
to 30 minutes. And that's because
Wow.
we have, how do you say, the setup is quite new. A lot of things we are refining. And because of that, we are a bit more gentle. We are not going at full pace. It's very, it's more about getting the reps right than the speed. So once we know that the components, we can assemble them with relatively little issues, then we ramp up the speed. So right now it's about getting the reps correct. That's why the production time is quite long, but it can be very short, like 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah, but then we were working towards that number.
Okay, so how many, let me say, labor or persons would you need to put this together? Does it have different components that different personalities have to build before, or everything just one man can just put it?
No. So it depends. So on the line, currently on the line, we're running quite lean. So we have like maybe around maximum 7 people on the line.
7 people?
Yeah, they put everything together. So we start from the relatively elementary components, which is like the spokes. So we build out the wheels. And once we build out the wheels, we put on the tires. And we put on the tires, and we come to the frame assembly side.
The frame
assembly side.
Okay.
And then we put together the handlebars and all those components. So we do like we kind of split the team up for now because we are running, how do you say, like I said, more better reps and not speed at the moment. So that's kind of what we're doing.
Right. Wow. So tell me, what is different about Wahu electric bikes? Because I believe there are other types. Do you have a specific name or a technical name that you've assigned to this, or it's just like, yeah, it's an e-bike? What's unique about Wahu electric bikes? So
currently, our bike within our market, our bikes are very unique in that we have positioned the vehicles to be very accessible to a wide demographic. All the other actors currently in the market are not as accessible as we are.
As you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are also, in terms of even the bike and the customer, we are very much intertwined with the customer. We take a lot of customer feedback from our guys. We speak to the guys almost every day. We get all their feedback and we incorporate those changes into our vehicles. So I guess the main difference is we listen to our customers more.
Well, I'm speaking to Quincy, not Jones, but the head of operations?
Head of production. Head of productions
at Wahu Mobility, and he's taking us through the process of production and what goes into it. And one interesting factor about it is that the customer tends to give them the most preferred design that they need, which I think is very laudable. You rarely see that, but this is more like what? Customer-based approach.
Yeah.
Would you call
Human-centered design.
Human-centered design. I see. So the components, do you buy them here or they're imported?
Yeah, so they're imported.
Okay.
So all our components are very good quality.
Very good quality.
Very good quality component. In the bicycle world, the components that we have generally are good quality components across board. Everything.
Finally, for a user, let's talk about longevity.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd want to use a bike, or I want to be part of Wahu because maybe this bike can take me for like 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah.
How long what's the longevity of a Wahu electric bike?
So the design target for the bike is 5 years.
5 years?
5 years.
Okay.
At least 5 years with commercial abuse. So like the people doing the delivery.
Because they overuse it in a certain way.
So
Right?
that's like our design target, to get the bikes to be usable even after all that abuse, 5 years. So a lot of, a lot of engineering, but also a lot of collaboration with the user. So we have these quarterly sessions we do with our riders.
Okay.
We advise them on behaviors that will make their bike last longer. So things are like braking harshly, accelerating a bit too quickly.
I mean, the do's and don'ts of the bike.
Exactly. Jumping with the bike, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We advise them against
Not
those things.
to.
And we also take their feedback. So if they are the users, so if they have anything they feel is like will be an addition, they tell us, we ponder over, we do the calculations, if it's good, we add it.
But that is just about it for, and thank you very much for your time. I mean, it's been back and forth, but here you are. Should we go? Huh? But that's just about it for Passion for Tech on Tech TV. I am Barry with the head of production, Quincy, right here. Keep watching Tech TV and we will be right back. All too soon, we've come to a close of another insightful episode of Tech TV. And trust me, there is no time, we could have gone on and on and on. But don't forget to follow us across our social media platforms. It is Tech TV across all network. And a big thank you to our sponsors, Liqui Moly, your #1 car products from Germany, right here in Ghana. I am Barry, and until same time next week, I say bye-bye